I like Bill Maher. Real Time with Bill Maher. I hope I have that right. I haven't had TV in a long time now. I find the internet quite enough. Pooh. I'm one of them like new people, right? Only I'm almost 60 years old. Whew, TV's in some trouble, and they know it. Television. Just a question of time before the word TV is removed from the vocabulary altogether. I like Bill Maher. Handsome devil. I think it's the nose. It reminds me of mine. Handsome devil. A thinking, feeling, caring, sentient, tender man. I believe Bill Maher to be. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. Yeah, I am. Unfortunately. Too good. But that you'll find that in another story here on YouTube. I don't know, he had the panel. I don't remember the discussion. I'm sure, excuse me, it probably had something to do with women's rights to choose, education, something along those lines, as his show does. I do believe, in my opinion, does underpin the DNC, the Democratic Party, Democratic National Convention. I believe that he leans in that direction. There, I said it. Got the politics out of the way. Blah 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 blah. So I have found that more of his topics have been to that side as far as issues important to the left. There, I said it. I hate labels. The only one I ever got was Big Nose. I got it every year. Which year of grade school did they taunt you for the size of your nose, John? All of them? Sorry, I digress. Deliberately. Yes, I'm a loner. It will cause you to be a loner. It will. When you're cursed for your physical appearance from a tender age of a child onward, yeah, it'll force you to be a loner. I think I've grown into it quite nicely, actually. I've grown a beard, mustache to try to, draw your eye. I think I'm rather handsome. Thank you. Yeah, I think the topic was probably women's. I want to say it was something along women's rights to choose. And he's the orchestra leader. It's his show, dang it. And, he had guests, from different viewpoints. And I remember I wanted to say he was taking one of them to task, intellectually, but coming at him pretty hard, using religiosity, nay, Christianity, more specifically, Jesus, as the citation or the proclamation that he was holding out to his guest, and he was challenging the tenets of Christ, especially I want to remember and say those of compassion or fairness or love or And I remember, the only thing I remember with absolute clarity about that show was I remember Bill Maher, a man whom I respect, which is, oh my goodness, ego. Yeah, I'm full of it. You'll never have to worry about me being a wallflower. A man whom I respect, which is saying a lot if you gain my respect. Moving on, John. And I watched him stop mid-assailement, mid-attack. Look down at the table. I watched his countenance fall. And he said, if only it could be so. much better metered. I can't remember the exact verbiage. Forgive me, Bill, if you ever hear this. But I remember you looking down at the table and you said, if only it could be this way. Then his eyes, okay, sorry, is that fifth walling? Screw it, who cares? And his eyes went back to his guest, and he picked up where he left off as far as attacking this particular viewpoint. That's the only thing I remember with absolute clarity about Bill Maher in that episode. Because when he stopped and his countenance fell and he lamented aloud, he sighed verbally, if only it could be this way. What he in effect did was he opened his heart, which I'm sure is massive, and it beats red. And he said, look at the God-shaped hole in my heart. How I hunger to fill it. That's what he did. Because I saw the God-shaped hole in his heart. Each of us has a God-shaped hole in our heart. I tried to fill mine with ethyl alcohol. And the hole just kept getting bigger. I will cite the Knoxville mining disaster. You may Google it. It's a very interesting video. It might even take some of y'all's breath away when you see what can go wrong in Mother Nature when man starts dabbling with it. The Knoxville mining disaster. The hole just kept getting bigger, and I kept pouring more drugs into it, and it just kept getting bigger. Yours might be another new sports car. Yours might be another lover on the side. Yours might be a new motorbike. Yours might be a new club to join. Yours might be a new brand of cigar. Pick something. And try and shove it in that hole the way they did in the Knoxville mining disaster, when they're shoving railroad cars down a hole in the bed of a river because man is so greedy, he just dug a little too close to get that coal. That's what it was like for this boy, the author of this piece right now, and his drugs. And the hole just kept getting bigger. And eventually, he's throwing boxcars, railroad cars down that hole to try to fill it. And it just keeps getting bigger. It wasn't until I turned to the God of my understanding. My God. Mine. Probably yours too. Probably the same guy. My God. And I said to him in tears, if you will, on my knees, if you will, completely broken, so to speak, help me. Can't do it alone. It didn't really go that way. You'll learn about it in other videos, other audios here on YouTube. Should you care to go listen to my drivel? But I knew I couldn't do it without his help. I needed the God-shaped peg for the God-shaped hole. It's so simple. Once I took the God-shaped peg and I put it in the God-shaped hole, the river stopped draining into the mountain. Peace.